Yes, she was having a difficulty selling the products because guess what? She was doing it on her terms. But then she returned to Mr. Armand Puyol and said to him, Armand, hear what is happening. This is not for me. I think I am biting off more than I can chew. I think I have taken upon myself something that I'm just not good at. I've never been a good salesperson in the first place. So tell you what, I don't want to do this. So Mr. Puyol said, tell me what you are doing. She said, well, I am walking up to people and I am saying to them, please buy my tea. She said, I'm walking up to people and I'm saying, this tea is good for you. She said, I am walking up to people and I'm saying to people, listen, if you buy this tea, it will change your life. Mr. Puyol said, no, I understand why you are not selling any teas. So Mr. Puyol, in his wisdom, developed a strategy, or basically shared with her a strategy that he developed. And the strategy was to ask a simple one question. To ask a simple one question. Ladies and gentlemen, the one question is, who do you know would like to lose 5 to 7 pounds from the belly or waistline over a 1 week period? Who do you know? Can I tell you? At the time, Ada, Mr. Puyol only shared with Ada that particular part of the strategy. Just ask the one question. Who do you know that would like to lose 5 to 7 pounds from the belly or the waistline over a 1 week period? And Ada said, the moment she started asking that one question, this is what happened. People started to respond in the affirmative. People started to say to her, me. People start to say, well, I don't want this tea, but I think my mother could benefit from it. People start to say, well, this is not really for me. I think you're telling me that I am fat. But I think my mother or my aunt or my cousin or my husband, my wife would be interested in this tea. And that is how Ada moved from an individual of total insignificance to somebody that is now considered a VIP in the network marketing profession. Somebody who was earning pittance, and when I said pittance, she was being paid minimum wage in the United States, working as a household helper. Yes. And today, Ada is managing a team of possibly over 10, 15,000 affiliates. Somebody who knows very little English. Somebody who did not graduate any high school. Somebody who doesn't really have a good relationship with the grammar and the mechanisms and the sentence construction and all of these things. She doesn't. But guess what happened? She has risen from the ashes like the eagle because of a simple one question. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have added to this one question 2 videos. Yes, so you ask the one question, and then if the individual respond in the affirmative, and what is the affirmative? The individual may respond by saying me. The individual may respond by saying my friend, my brother, my wife, my husband, my grandmother, my aunt, somebody. Yes, they may respond in the affirmative. And I notice I say may, because you have those individuals that will not respond in the affirmative. Some persons are going to tell you that they don't know any, even when they're looking, oh, no, I cannot say that, no, not that. But even when they are not, even when you know that they want to lose some pounds, you know and they know that they want to lose some pounds, they will still look at you and tell you no. Yes, have you ever had that experience? Drop the number 1 in the chat if you have had that experience. Where the person is looking at you and you know and they know that they want to lose some pounds. But man, they refuse to say yes. They refuse to point you to other people. Right? But then there are those people who are willing to say, me, they are taking responsibility for their health. They're taking responsibility for their family members. They want them to get help. So they said, me. Or they say, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, they're pointing you to the source. You're going to say to that individual, if I were to send you two very short videos, one video explain the problem of toxins and how it contributes to many of the diseases that eventually take our lives. You see those words, ladies and gentlemen? Those words are piercing words. Those words will cut past the pride. Those words will cause even the most reluctant, even the most defiant to say, what did you just say a while ago? Are you saying that if my body is overly toxic, then it can lead to death? Yes, it can. So you're going to share those words. And in sharing those words, you say, listen, if I were to, you say, okay, so that video explains that. And of course, the second video explains the solution. Yes, the solution to the problem. So one problem speaks explicitly about the problem and what the problem can lead to. The second video speaks explicitly to the solution and how, if you take action, how your life can transform or how you can avoid premature death. Did you know that most of us who die on planet Earth, we experience premature death? Did you know that, ladies and gentlemen, when a 40-year-old dies from high blood pressure related complications, that's not what the Lord promised him. Did you know that? When a 20-year-old dies from cancer, that's premature death. When a 50-year-old dies from diabetic-related complications, that is premature death. Yes. When somebody dies from dementia-related complications, that is premature death. The Bible that you believe in, or maybe you don't, the Bible that you believe in promised you how many? 70. The last time I checked, 70 is what, sir? 70 is 70, I think it is, yes. And by reason of strength, you may exceed that. By reason of strength. By the way, 70 is 10, man, but of course the 70 makes it 70, right? Yes. So by reason of strength, you may exceed that. You have people living until they are 110, 115, 120, and they're looking healthy. By reason of the strength. By reason of you cleaning your cells. Yes? Because if your cells are murky, if your cells are under attack by oxidative stress, then you could eat from now till thy kingdom come. Your body cannot absorb the nutrients from the food you're consuming. If your body is inundated with toxins, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I tell the people when you have the conversation. These things that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about them because I love to talk. No, I'm talking because I wanted to utilize them in your conversation. So you're telling people that, look, when your cells are inundated with toxins, which in turn leads to oxidative stress on the system, your body cannot assimilate, your body cannot absorb the nutrients from the foods that you are consuming. That is if you're having food with nutrients. And that is why I love Mr. Puyol. Because Mr. Puyol has found the remedy. Mr. Puyol would simply say to us, the starter pack can be coffee, it can be reishi, it can be sugar, it can be so. You choose your own starter pack. Mr. Puyol could have said that. But no, Mr. Puyol recognized that no, in order for somebody to be able to assimilate these nutrients in the body effectively, you must detox first. True or false? If you agree with me, drop the number 7 in the chat. So when you share this information with these individuals, what you will find is that people are a little bit more receptive to that particular approach, right? The one question, who do you know that would like to lose 5 to 7 pounds off the tummy within a 1 week period? No, hear this now. You see that 5 to 7 pounds may not necessarily be fat. You have to be cognizant of that. We are assuming that the 5 to 7 pounds is going to be waste materials. Yes, all the waste matter that is in the colon, sitting there comfortably, preventing the proper absorption of nutrients. Yes, that is my neighbor. When my neighbor drank the tea, ladies and gentlemen, my neighbor excreted 15 pounds of fecal matter. She nearly mad. For days, she could not come to terms with the fact that she thought she was healthy. She was always eating her grapes. She was always eating her American apples. She was always eating her peach. And you know, that is her. She thought she was healthy. Until she drank the tea. I too thought I was healthy too. Because I was this guy who, you know, I focused predominantly on my nuts and my grains. And I go to Earl's and I get my green juice and I get my, you know, I get my this and I get my that. But whenever I pass to gas, my God, I tell you, sometimes I was so sorry for my senior manager because we share the same office. The man would be there and I could see the distress on his face. I'm in meetings with all 22 managers in the organization. And I could see the distress on their faces as well. Yes, I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen. But when I drank the tea, oh my God, I'm telling you, when I drank the tea, Dr. Nathan, I realized that the same things that I was doing in the past, I'm doing them now, like many of us do. But the reaction is so different. You know why? Because my cells would have experienced a cleanse like never before. My colon was now at a point where it was as clean can be. Yes, there was no fecal matters residing in my colon. The parasites that were eating the food with me, they were no longer there. They were excreted from my system. So now my body is in a position where I can now appreciate the benefits of the Mars. I can now appreciate the benefits of the Tonkat Ali. I can now appreciate the nutrients from the reishi. I can now speak highly of the nutrients of the shaga. I can speak of the turkey tail and its benefits. I can speak of all the products and their benefits. Why? Because I had that initial thorough detox, comprehensive detox. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why you have to drink the tea first. That is why Mr. Puyol designed it that particular way. So you ask that one question, Sir Wendell. You ask that one question, Lady Nordia. You ask that one question, Lady Okima. That one question is very, very important. And then based on the response of the person with whom you're having the conversation, you say to them, if I were to share these two videos, one explains the problem of toxins and how toxins can lead to lifestyle diseases and, of course, death. And then there's another that speaks to the solution to the problem. How do we solve the toxin problem? How do we solve that? How do we eliminate the toxins from the body? Is there anybody here that has access to these 2 videos. If you have access to the 2 videos, drop the number 1 in the chat. You have access to the 2 videos, drop number 1 in the chat right now. You have access to these 2 videos. Just type 1 in the chat. 1, Gloria has access. Who else have access? Let me see who. I'm taking a head count. All right, Kerry has access. What about, yes, Violet has access. Who else have access? Clinton has access. Who else has access? Come now, man, talk to me now, ladies and gentlemen. Who else has access? It's just them 2 people who have access? That's all right. All right, let me see. Gloria has access. Kerry has access. Violet, Clinton. Only 4 people Myrtle has access. I too have access. Let me type 1 because I have access. Yes? Who else? So there's 6 of us has access to these videos. All right, no problem. Maybe you're in the wrong groups. Because if you're in a group that I am in, these videos have inundated those groups from before Wappy has been killing fill up. Right? So if you're not having, if you don't have access to these videos, I don't know what is happening. But you should have access to these videos. Right? So if you need access, please reach out to your upline and ask them to grant you access. To grant you access to the narrative and also to the videos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the strategy that Lady Ada used via Mr. Armand Puyol to get to the level where she's at right now. She asked the 1 question, yes, and shared the 2 videos. Now, the question that you may be asking, Chris, do I just ask this 1 question for all problems? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because you can't ask this 1 question to diabetics. You can't ask this 1 question to the people who you already gave the tea to them. Yes? And they are now looking for something else. No. You now have to coin the question. You have to rephrase the question now to suit the other situations. So who do you know that is struggling with erectile dysfunction? Who do you know that is struggling with cancer and need a little nutrition in their system? Who do you know that is struggling with high blood pressure or diabetes? Who do you know that is struggling with fibroids? Who do you know that is trying to become pregnant? Who do you know? So when you ask who do you know, make sure you have something to share with them. Yes? So as usual, we always start with the problem of toxins, so we can send the 1 video and the 2 videos. But then now they're going to, after they had the tea and have the detox, be ready now to share with them your reishi. Be ready to share with them your shaga mushroom. Be ready to share with them your youth. Be ready to share with them your turkey tail. Be ready to share with them your Mars. Be ready to share with them your Tonkat Ali. And ladies and gentlemen, if you follow that simple strategy, can I tell you, you will see the benefits. You will have some inquisitive minds. You will have some curious people who are saying to you, Simone Williams, but hold on, I think I can benefit from this. Stephanie, I think I can benefit from this. Yes, Violet, I think I can benefit from this. Right? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, try that particular strategy and see where it takes you. If you have gotten value from this morning's presentation, please drop the number 7 in the chat. If you have a question, if you have a comment, please raise your hand and we'll be more than happy to accommodate you, because I'm sure we're not talking to people here that are, just listening for listening's sake. If you would like to participate in the discussion, just raise your hand. Right? Just raise your hand. Tell us how you have used the 1 question and the 2 videos to your advantage. If you have not used it, tell us why you have not used it. Okay, so Violet has a question, a comment, or an emotional outburst. Lady Violet, the floor is yours. Please take it away, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Good morning to you, ma'am. Good to hear your voice. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. I have one little question though.
Yes.
There are people these videos have helped me so much, and the invitation also to the meetings. I keep sending the information, and I see more and more persons coming on.
Right.
Have someone though who is so faithful. He took his detox already, and he's so keen about the Mars for his prostate.
Yes.
But one problem I have, there are persons who want the products but cannot afford to buy them in the entirety. So they'll take like a 1 bottle of tea first. I start them off with, because the detox is very important. And so they want to take their 1 bottle. There's this gentleman who I really, really appreciate him so much.
Yes.
So he has taken his tea, he has detox. Now he wants the Mars alone. Is it, well, I will sell him the Mars alone.
Yes.
But should I don't want to overly push him. He cannot afford it in all. He just wants to take them one by one. The Mars is very important to that prostate health.
Yes.
How do I move on with persons like these who want the product but they'll take them in one, the choice of the product to take?
I think that problem is your problem, you know. I think you have made that a problem for yourself, because listen what you have done now. I don't want to push him. You have already concluded that you shouldn't push this man. You know, so you have made this into a problem. Now let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You cannot put yourself behind the 9 ball when you're doing this business. You have to be frank and you have to be forthright with individuals, right? So what you must do is you have to tell them what is. Let them decide. Let me give you an example. There's a gentleman that I have currently on the products. He has done 2 months of the tea, the Mars, the turkey tail, the reishi, the cordy, and the shaga. He has done 2 months of that. But I noticed that we got to the 3rd month and I have not heard from him. Right? I haven't heard from him. So what did I do? I picked up my phone and I said, hey, what's going on here, big brother? I've not been hearing from you. What's going on there? Yes. I said, big brother, are you hearing me, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I said, my brother, I have not been hearing from you. What's going on? And he said, boy, Chris, let me tell you something. I am in a little spot. You know, I went back to the doctors and the doctors have given me great result, man. They said, boy, the thing really working, and this is where the cancer is, you know, regressing, and, you know, what they're asking me what I'm doing. But Chris, here's the challenge. The reason why I have not called you is because I don't have the money to buy everything that you have offering. I said, what? How could you do such a thing, man? I said, well, let me tell you something. Considering that you are currently, you know, getting this great result, even though you're not in a position to afford all of the things now, there's a core that you can use. Remember now, you need everything. But in the event where you can't afford it, and I don't want it to be out of these things, there's a core that you ought to be using. So him said, what is the core and how much is it? So I gave him the price for the core. He said, okay, tell you what, give me 5 minutes and I call you back. He called me yesterday. He said, Mr. Thomas, remember now, this is not on you because you explained to me that I need all of these things, but you did say I can try this core to see how it maintains my system. Bring the core comes. Him said, bring the core come, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the man told me. So you see, that is the type of conversation you have to have. You have to show them that, look, this is what it takes. However, if you are unable to afford it, then just like you get a prescription to go for a doctor, and when you go, you say 10 things for it, you go to the pharmacy, ask the pharmacist which are the most important ones. That is what they do. You see what I'm saying? So you don't decide for them. You show them, Lady Violet, what is what, and let them make the decision. All right? Blessings. So as usual, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for participating in the Victorious Mindset. I am hoping that the conversation we had this morning would have added some value, some significant value to your life. Now it's up to you to go and implement what we shared this morning. And so therefore, I'm leaving you with one of my favorite quotes. You must be tired of it now, by now. But guess what? There's value in this quotation. If you look at it, if you analyze it, if you implement it, your life will never be the same again. My friend, Paul J. Meyer, he says, listen, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. If you're a man of the scripture, then you would know that this particular quotation from Paul J. Meyer is very much in line with the scripture that says, ask and it shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are this morning. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules. Yes, I know you're busy. Some of you are even logged in right now and you're at work and you're just getting a piece of the information, not everything. We appreciate you just the same, because we hope that whatever you got would have added value to your life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the day for you to experience immeasurable success. This is the day for you to set your pot and for water to flow. This is the day for you to dig your well. This is the day for you to sow, because you're going to reap. This is the day for you to understand that you were created by God Almighty for such a time as this, to experience immeasurable success. Why? Because success is indeed our birthright. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves and have an amazing day. See you this evening at 7 p.m. Jamaica time for our international call. Yes, that's the Vida Divina call. Go to Vida Divina HQ on Facebook and you will see the information there for the call. Always be in touch with the Vida HQ Facebook page. Loads of information is shared there on a daily basis. You may have people in the Spanish market that you want to get on calls. Those calls are shared on that platform. And of course, the Tuesday and Thursday calls, the information for those two calls are on that particular platform. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. See you on that call. And of course, success is indeed our birthright. Bye-bye.